Alright, ladies and gentlemen, Mileena's here to stay. Alright, now, okay, guys, this is going to be about risque channels, alright, this vlog, okay? So, I love risque channels. Obviously, every adult would. I don't think they'd see a problem with risque channels. But of course, there's children on the site, so they can't have those risque channels. So, this channel is all PG, and I had channels before that were more risque, but I didn't feel they were that bad. But I mean, for kids, obviously they have to watch out for that. So they do put those channels and change, like get rid of those channels. So I had a channel with speedos and bodybuilder wear, which I hope they bring back and set to adult. Now the thing about that is that if you set it to adult, you're gonna have no revenue because adult videos don't get paid. So I mean I think YouTube is amazing. Obviously YouTube is amazing, and you can make tons of money. Obviously you can make millions off non-risque stuff, and there's other sites that do risque stuff, so you don't have to have it all on YouTube. I just feel like people are very constantly putting these things on YouTube. So, I mean, if YouTube would do something around that to make the revenue go higher, like people always do risque stuff on YouTube. I find that it's common, like you see it all the time. Which I love those videos. I mean, we all love those videos as adults, but we have to watch for the children that watch, so we can't have those things on here. But you're like thinking, well, why can't you put it to adult, or why can't you whatever? And of course, with celebrities, they're fighting for more freedom with that. And I mean, you see some celebrity videos, and you're like, okay, that's like very risque. Like I think um, Nicki Minaj, she had done a picture, just one picture, where she was wearing a THONG or a GSTRING, and it was like so revealing, and it's allowed to be up. Now I'm pretty sure anybody can see that picture, and I mean, which is, and that's why, like, and I'm really kind of like, when you see celebrities doing these things and they're allowing it, it's kind of nice because then you know that there's more freedoms. But of course, I know with me they're very strict, and I'm not famous, so I can't even push the boundaries or anything like that. And nor would I want to. I mean, YouTube is a good platform for me. I really like it the way it is, you know. If they're not going to pay you for adult content, or even things that are risky slightly even, then why would you bother doing that, on YouTube? But people don't really know the rules when they first go on YouTube, so they just all put those videos up right away if they feel they want to do those types of videos. Some people would never do those videos, but if they want to put those videos up, they put them up right away, not realizing that YouTube is a platform for the community and for families and family oriented and all that, which is totally great. We need things like that for people, and kids can't accidentally see these things, like it's not something you want a kid to accidentally see. But it's like at some point you're like, well, shouldn't YouTube try to revenue off of it? But the thing is, though, the thing is, the reason why those videos are so popular is because people that do those videos are the only ones, because they take them down, all the channels down that do those videos. So no one, no one is able to see them because and then when people put those videos up, those types of videos up, their channel is new, so YouTube hasn't discovered that they're doing this kind of thing, so they allow it, and then they have all these videos, and then all of a sudden they're like, well, you can't have your channel up, and then these people, luckily for YouTube, YouTube has a chance where people can redeem themselves and do good things, where they can do PG level things or whatever. Like for me, I had two channels that were banned because of risque things, and now my channels are fine. Like this PG channel is amazing. It's really good, and for me, it's fine. If I want to do risque things, I can do it on another channel, right? So it's perfectly fine. So it's kind of nice to have YouTube as a go-to, And the thing is, on those risque channels, I'll be doing, or Malo will be doing worse because YouTube pays more. So I guess technically, does it really matter at the end of the day whether your videos are risque or not? I mean, if you get paid more on non-risque videos because everybody can watch, then what's the big deal, right? So, but the thing is, people do these videos all the time. It would be nice to kind of, because I know for me, I had like been, like now my channel is all PG, and I know I'm going to pass the review because YouTube is awesome, and I have non-risque stuff, my whole channel is non-risque. So it's kind of nice to have YouTube for that platform, but it's like, when you first go on YouTube, and and there are people that are that type, right? Like I'm very very good looking. Right away, I'm like, I'm gonna put up these types of videos, and that's what I did. And so, and then people loved it, and it was nice and all that. But then they got, and the whole thing about covers too. I had to learn the hard way that covers weren't allowed, and I was like, I had no idea. Like Vimeo, I'm not even able. I'm banned from Vimeo because I can't put covers up, and they allow risque things, but I can't even put covers up. So I didn't know what to do when they said I couldn't put covers up, and I was like, oh no. So then my channel was banned, and I'm like, oh my god. So but in terms of like YouTube and everything, they give you a second chance because they know you don't know what you're doing at first, and you just follow what your heart tells you, and you think this should be fine. There's no reason for that. You see celebrities that are risque, you think it should be fine, and then you don't realize, hey, wait a minute, it's not allowed. So YouTube gives you that chance. Like I had 3 channels, so 2 channels were banned, and then but I hope they bring them back because they have them still stored, and they're really good. So I want them to even put them in an adult. I don't mind. I would be happy with that. But I mean, to me, it's not a big deal, really. I mean, this channel is going to pay me a lot of money, so it's fine. But now that this channel is non-risque and stuff, it's great, and it's PG. But the thing that I really didn't like about the whole process of putting up these videos and doing these things is they don't really have solutions for people. Like if you can see someone that's very very talented and very very good, like even on Vimeo, right? Like why can't they just tell you, why can't they just get rid of the videos for you, and say you can't do covers here, we'll just get rid of your cover videos. Not that it's their job or anything, but it's like, it just was so harsh, to be told your channel is going to be gone. And I had so many videos on all my platforms because you see me making a lot of videos now, even. But I'm like, I would really like to know. It'd be nice to know that I was given a chance, and I really worked so hard for all these videos, So, for me, it's kind of like, well, I mean, and now I have 26,000 videos. I mean, this channel is PG, all PG, so I'm not concerned. But it's like if they were to do the same thing again on like 26,000 videos, which they wouldn't because it's all PG. But if they were to do the same thing again, I'd be like, okay, guys, like, come on, like, really? Like that'd be terrible, obviously, because I have so many videos and I work so hard, and you guys love them. But yes, so a lot of times people don't know, and the thing is, some people, I mean, there's people that are out there that do videos that are risque, and they keep doing them, and then the channels get banned, and then they do them again because YouTube is nice and lets people do, which is fine. I love that about YouTube, and they let you get a second chance, a third chance, fourth chance. So they let this person get a channel back, and then you're like, and I've seen people like, I know one person. I'm not gonna mention the name, but they're really risque, like really risque, and their channel has been up like, I guess ever since mine was up, and so their channel's always risque every time they put it up. So then they put these videos up, and their channel, I know their channel's gonna get banned, which I love their channel. I don't want their channel to be banned, but I'd watch their channel all day long. So I mean, that's the thing, right? Like these channels, and the thing is, if you don't learn from it, how are you gonna grow, right? Like, and how are you gonna? I mean, that's why I think they should, and to some extent, I think they should allow, because if they don't, if people are still doing that after all this time, you think that they would say, okay, we know people want to do these kinds of videos, we know, so we'll try to sort it out. I mean, but it's not YouTube's responsibility, nor is it something that they have to do. But you'd think that they would try to at least say, okay, you've decided to do risque videos again, so what we'll do is we'll do something else, because I mean these people are, and I mean the thing is I learned from it, right? Like I want to be a YouTuber, I want to be a number one YouTuber, and in order to do that you have to adapt, and I mean it's easier to do PG stuff than it is not to, because I mean why would you want to always do racy stuff when you could do things that are not racy? It's kind of nice to have a PG channel where you're known for your talent and not what you look like, with no COLOTHES on, right? So, it's kind of like, well, what are you supposed to do, right? Um, but yeah, but yeah, not what you're supposed to do, but what, with PG, it's kind of nice, you get to, like, look at this dress, it looks great, it's awesome. and it's PG. I mean, it's really nice. It's PG. It's fine, and it's really classy and gorgeous. So it's kind of nice, and it's fine. So and I mean, I look great in it. I mean, to do risque things, why would I need to? But the funny thing is, risque things are not paid out as much as other things sometimes, right? Like I mean, you're like, because only adults can see it first off, and maybe not every adult is into that, or maybe they just I mean, people watch entertainment. I mean, obviously risque things are very popular, so people are very, very wealthy doing risque stuff, but I mean, usually, I mean, especially for men, right? Like, and I'm Marco normally, I'm known as Marco. For men, it's really hard to find a man that's really rich off of risque videos, right? So, at the end of the day, is it really harming anybody to not allow risque videos, or is it just sort of like saying, and I mean, I really recognize what YouTube is trying to do. I mean, YouTube is trying to build a community, and I mean, this channel is so good. I don't need to have another channel, but I mean, they're trying to make a community, a very prosperous community, a very welcoming community for everyone, and it's kind of nice. I mean, to me, I don't see an issue with that, and I'm totally supportive of what YouTube does. I mean, if they decide to say, too many people are doing these things, we have to allow it, or if they say, you know what, this is no good, we're gonna stop it, then at the end of the day, I'm happy with whatever decision they make, because now my channel is PG. I'm certain I'm gonna make it big in the world, so I'm really happy about that, and I don't think there's an issue. But it's kind of like, well, if YouTube, I mean, for me, it's not a big deal because I've got this channel, and it's gonna be a huge channel, and it's got a lot of videos. I mean, I feel like maybe it's not a big deal of it, but I mean, but I mean, some people really put out lots of videos, and they have a risque channel, and they've been banned so many times. So it's like, okay, at the end of the day, do we let that continue, or do we say, maybe they should be allowed to put in adult and try to do it totally differently, But I mean, I like it, and like I said, sometimes they just choose something to be risque, and it's not even that bad. There was a video of Madonna's that they said was too risque, and there was an SNL skit, and you're like, at the end of the day, you're like, okay, like really, like it's a funny video, and it's not really like I thought it was totally tame. It was from I guess 1990s. It didn't seem bad to me, but they totally took it down, and you're like, okay, that doesn't make any sense. It was fine. I mean, obviously to them maybe it wasn't, and it was like I could see slightly how it would be, something that maybe they would think isn't okay. But I'm like, okay, like it was a Saturday Night Live skit, like Madonna isn't going to be that risque on a Saturday Night Live skit, but I was also on TikTok as well, and I saw one of Nicki Minaj's videos got taken down, and I'm like, oh, like this is, and I'm not surprised because Nicki. But the thing with celebrities, I feel a lot of celebrities that are doing this, they're pushing the envelope, right, and they want to get this allowed. I think a lot of celebrities, and just like I would too, I'm not a celebrity, and I won't do anything risque at all because I know they'll be really strict with me, but because I'm not famous. But a lot of celebrities are already famous, so they're trying to push the envelope with certain things, and it's kind of nice, to know that there's people that are out there that feel, there should be some allowances for certain things. Um, and I mean, the thing with YouTube, I love YouTube. YouTube is phenomenal. YouTube is amazing, and it'll make my dreams come true. But the thing with YouTube, I find, is that it's a bit inconsistent sometimes with certain things. Like covers are allowed. Covers are always allowed, as long as you don't, as long as you, even if you have the music in the background, as long as it's fair use, so you don't have the whole song in the background. But covers are allowed for the most part, because even if it sounds similar to the song, because it sounds similar to the song, it's still you singing it, and people are gonna watch. Like if you're no good, people are gonna watch the original singer, right? They're not gonna watch you. But if you're good, they'll watch you, right? So covers are allowed. But I find that a lot of times my covers, I have to set them to private because there's a claim on it, and I'm totally fine with that. I'm not worried about that. I've got so many covers; it's not a big deal. But I find that some people do channels and they have their covers made and they do covers, and I'm like, maybe they have the same thing. Maybe there's a claim on their covers too. I don't know, but I don't see what that behind the scenes. I mean, but I'm like, okay, like if covers are allowed, and I've seen covers be allowed, and you can make millions, which is fine. I've got so many. All in all, I really shouldn't be complaining. I'm not even complaining, but I'm just giving an observation. But I mean, all in all, I'm very, very lucky to have YouTube. So, I mean, for the most part, it's not a big deal, but I just find that, when you think to yourself, certain, yeah, and I guess if it's happening to celebrities and it's happening to people, but YouTube is very good overall because they've seen my channels before and they allowed me this chance. And this channel is all PG. This channel really is all PG. It's really great and it's fun. And I do feel I'm going to be a major success, and I owe it all to YouTube. Now I have to pass the review first, but there are signs that I'm going to pass the review. I did a survey with YouTube, and they said, when they want to meet me, and I'm like, that's cool. I'll meet you later for a survey, and maybe I'll meet you when it's time to get, it's time to get, when it's time to get, like on the partnership program. So I'm really happy with YouTube. So really, there's nothing to complain about. I guess when you don't really see what's going on behind the scenes, you don't really know. Like a lot of these celebrities and things go through the same things I do. They just don't say it because they're busy making things and they're trying to make money and trying to do whatever. But I mean, all in all, if we're all doing the same things, someone's gonna have to, get their video banned or whatever. And it just happens. It happens to everyone. So, I mean, it's just kind of like, well, um, when you see it happen to you, you think, oh, this is only happening to me, but it happens to everyone. But I'm really grateful to do just a PG channel for you guys. All right, if you want to see risque stuff of Malo, you can see it elsewhere. But yeah, PG stuff is fine, and I'm really happy with that. And I'm really lucky to do YouTube. YouTube is phenomenal. Thank you, YouTube. All right, bye everyone. Clear the track. All right, guys, totally enjoy the show.